Welcome back to Splinterlands. Hey, I'm back from Asia, was on a 2 week tour, went to Korea, went to Thailand, and went to Singapore. So I haven't really been able to do this, but fortunately, a whole season has gone by, so I have some stuff to talk about. One of the first places I like to look is just the market volume. So first off, let me start. The short answer is the state of Splinterlands is strong. We're kind of killing it. So 24-hour volume, 6,642 sales for about $5,000. That's been fairly consistent over the last couple days, and I've seen that because I've been transferring the market fees over to the SM-USD account to go purchase dark energy crystals with that. And it's just been very strong over the last while. Now that the Kickstarter's over, players are back to buying cards and back to buying betas in particular. And so we're watching that go, just the volume go up, and it looks really healthy. As a consequence, the prices of these cards are doing pretty well. You can see Prince Ren is sitting here at $34. Plato's up at 18. I started buying at $12, so that's kind of my average buy-in cost for the legendary summoners. So that's what I look for. I like to see them above 12, and all of them are. We see Selenia Sky up here at 11.50. I personally bought a whole bunch of those at $5, so I'm happy to see that. Elemental Phoenix, looking at legendary cards. Legendaries back in the day were selling for like $20 a legendary. So I'm really happy to go see our Elemental Phoenix friend getting back over the $10 range, along with Hydra and the Spirit of the Forest. And it doesn't look like the Gold Dragon is going to be all that far behind. So then let me go switch over to the summoners. So I like watching the summoners, and you can see here's Archmage Arius killing it up at the $2,000 price range. Selenia Sky Alpha, $26 per card. That's pretty good. And now go check out some of the Alpha Rare summoners. We're looking at that $3 to $4 price range. So that to me is pretty impressive. And then the thing that started blowing my mind is that all of the epic summoners are back over $2. So I bought a lot of these at 2. So happy to see them not only at 2, but at or above 2, even though Steam prices have dropped substantially. So once I've gone looking at, how are the prices of these things doing, I then want to go look at like how are the volumes of these things doing, or how much of this is for sale. And, here's one full card. So there's probably on the market, less than 3 full Kiaras. And if we go look at Talia here, you can see here's one full one. There's probably less than 3 cards for sale on the market here, too. So that's part of what I think helps drive these prices is that, first off, for some of them, there's only 663 of these cards in existence. And that number will only go down. And then there's not a whole lot of it for sale. A lot of our players just hodl these cards. There's 2 full ones, so there's probably 3 or 4, maybe as many as 5 cards up for sale. Although that doesn't look all that reasonable that somebody would pay. But who knows? In time, these cards are going to keep going up. That's how hyperdeflationary assets work. So that's some of the general market things that I wanted to look at. Now I want to go look at tournaments. So because of all that market activity, we're getting more money than ever before coming into the at Splinterlands account from market fees, which I then transfer to SM-USD to go purchase dark energy crystals. And what that's doing is here you can see here's an existing order from SM-USD to go buy 5,000 Steam worth of dark energy crystals. The majority of this is coming from, not the majority, but a good, healthy portion of where that money is coming from. It's coming from pack sales, but it's also coming from the market sales. Right now, we're getting roughly $200 per day from market sales that are coming back into tournaments. So that's what, $1,400 per week. We're moving up to something like 2,200, maybe even more, because of the last Kickstarter. So we're going to see just more money coming in, and that's going to go out through tournaments. And we're seeing we broke 70,000. That's kind of a big deal. I have to go make some more tournaments, but now that I'm back at my house, I can. All right, so then let's go get into some of the statistics here. So I'm going to go into the chart, and I'm going to fix the deadline, or fix when we start here. So I like to go to 2018 in October '01. So the first occurrence was the 14th. So I like to go back just a little bit ahead of that so that people can see here are the zeros. So this is right where we start. The game starts. It's a pretty spammy game mode. The game mode changes, so now it's more of a strategy game, and the market is still taking a dive. So you can see the number of players is kind of the number of games being played is dwindling some. Right around here is when Dark Energy Crystals is released, and then you can see a nice positive increase all the way up to our all-time high. So congratulations, guys. The most games played in a single day was at the end of the season, 54,754 games played in a single day. All right, so then coming down from that, next thing that I want to look at here, we're getting into when we're actually doing, let's see. So this is for battling. This is for my active users all the way back here. So this is for the tournaments and an actual like people playing the game. This is in December. It's not catching some of this stuff in October. So it's missing it's missing some activity back here, but that's fine. I guess this is tracking like some of the new transaction styles that we were using. So you can see it gets up to around 2000, and then it's dipping down. This is part of the market getting terrible. We introduced dark energy crystals, and now we're seeing a nice steady increase. And at the end of the season, previous all-time high was 3107. Current all-time high 3131. So we added more players. I would have liked to have seen more, but that's pretty healthy. But more important than just the number of people playing, we also have the number of people transacting. So here we reach our all-time high for all number of players, and fascinating to me, it actually happens the day after the season ends. So the season ends here on the 13th, or maybe it's the 14th, but the all-time high for a number of accounts interacting with us is 3,764. And that's happening the day after. So that's when people are getting their rewards cards and checking out, transacting, trading, all of that is happening here. And this is a brand new all-time high. So the most games played in a single day is recorded. The most number of players actually fighting is recorded. And then the all-time number of people transacting and playing on the same day, that's recorded too at 3,764. And it's worth noting that if you tally up all of these all the different types of games together by that 413 average, I get to 11.6 million games have been played. So congratulations, we keep adding to that. Most of this stuff I don't want to talk through here, so I'm going to leave that. And then the last thing I want to mention from the stats page is the sales volume. So volume was a little weak for the last couple weeks, I think mostly because of the Kickstarter, but now it's catching back up because the Kickstarter is no longer active. So people are, if they're putting money into the game, they're putting money into the market and to the Untamed packs. So this was the first half of the month was pretty weak for sales volume, but already it's catching up, and if it continues at this pace, will outpace the previous all-time high of October. So at the very least, we're on track to go meet it. So we're at 225,000 Steam. We're halfway through the month. So that puts us at about 450,000, which is roughly where this thing ended. So if it goes at the same, we'll actually surpass it. But I'm interested to see where this will land. But that's looking pretty happy or pretty healthy to me. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about external from the Discord. But going into the Discord, this is the decimation. So this is the total base number of cards, and it is going up, but you can see that there is. So this is the total number of cards, and then the total base cards. So the number of cards goes up. That's true overall. So that's something to go take a look at. Let's go look at the individual decks that come out of that, though. So here, this green line is the alphas. The alphas started with a total supply of 1.5 million. As of February, we were at 450,000, and now I don't have an exact number. Maybe alpha minimum is 324,000. So that's roughly how many exist now. So nearly 80% of the cards are dusted or combined. And that's a little over a year. So in just 1 year, we've reduced supply by about 80%. All right, so then let's go look at the betas. The beta is this orange line, so 800,000K. So the total number of cards that are going to be part of the beta series is 4.5 million. But already you can see that we're staying underneath 1 million, and we're likely not going to be touching that ever again. There are still some unopened packs, so if everybody decides to open it all on the same day, we could get above that. But again, it's been about a year, and we're at 80% of the. Actually, I don't. That's not quite 80%. What's Well, yeah, because if we're at beta min is 714, max current 937. So I want to do 937 divided by 4500. All right, and that gets us to right around 21%. So it's been a year, and we're sitting at 80% of those cards are around. What's our next series? The promo cards. Promo cards is going to keep going up because we'll keep introducing new promos. Although I guess right now it's going to remain sort of flat because there's not a bunch of promos that are going to go live anytime soon. And then lastly, one of the biggest chunks of cards are the rewards cards, which is part of why those things are valued slightly less than the other cards. And that is going up, and that's increasing. This one will probably be the fastest growing, followed by the promo, and eventually we'll have to go add the Untamed series into this too. We've sold about 200,000 packs worth of Untamed, so that's 1 million cards, and if you consider that maybe 80% of those get shrunk down, we'll add about 200,000 cards to the game. So all of those things look pretty good to me. I'm happy to have hit the max supply, or what I think will be the max total supply of beta, and we're sitting around 80%. We keep shrinking from the alphas, so that's good. And all that comes down to go impact the market cap, which it too hit an all-time high. So we had this nice strong spike. Then we're having the Kickstarter, and people are selling cards presumably to go participate in the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter ends, and then people are back to buying cards, and then we reach a new all-time high. Do I know that for a fact? No, but that's my rough interpretation of what that data is showing me. And I'm stoked to go see this at 4.3. We raised $305,000 through the Kickstarter, so I wouldn't be shocked if this goes up by $300,000 in about 2 weeks. We'll see where that actually lands, but I think we're going to break 4.5 million by the end of the month, and maybe even higher depending on how things go. But so my question when doing these is, how is the state of Splinterlands? And in basically every single category I see, we are breaking new all-time highs. So the one that's a little weaker than some of the others that I like to see is the number of new players. But that's exactly why we're doing the mobile app and focused there, why we did free to play, and why marketing is going to become a thing. So we're going to add a whole bunch of new players. While out there, I was working on a whole bunch of new partnerships that might become available to us, and I'm feeling good about the trip and feeling good about the plan. And I don't know, State of Splinterlands is super strong. Glad to have you guys here, and hopefully keep earning, keep trading, and keep playing, because this game just keeps growing. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for being here. Bye.